So I get a lot of time in the gym. Mason, what do you take? It seems like you stay this way year round. You're never really that chubby. You're never really that malnourished looking. It seems like you always are ripped and you like have veins running down your arms and you have boulder shoulders and stuff like that, right? I mean, maybe it maybe it doesn't show it right now because I don't have the pump. But what I'm trying to say to you guys is I get all of this stuff in the gym basically dealing with the fact that people want to look like this, right? And I'm at that point now where I get to tell people what to do because I know how to get there because I have it. And with that being said, you really have to act a certain way. And this almost goes with the manifesting like we talked about in the last video. It's not so much thinking about it and believing it. You actually have to act as if you were this person and you're already there. You're already at that point where, say you want to be rich. Say you have to act in a rich way. You can't be acting in any way that you want to. You can't be acting childish. You can't be acting in a way that you are not, right? So with that being said, we have to mature in the mind. We have to understand that what we do when we're 17, 18 years old doesn't often work when we're 23, 24, 25, 30, right? We have to understand that whenever we have a certain goal in mind, we have to act, hold on. We have to act in the way that we are already successful, right? We can't be falling back into our old habits, because if we fall back into our old habits, then guess who we're going to be? We're going to be the exact same person that we just disliked, and this is when we had mental problems. This is when we started overthinking if people liked us. This is the time that we just started building up our depression and we didn't know what to do with it. But at the end of the day, I'm just going to tell you guys right now, the reason why you have depression probably is because you don't have any hobbies. And the reasons why you have depression is because you think that you're not good enough to do something when you haven't even tried it. And if you failed at something, why does that mean you don't do it anymore? Because I had the worst habit of quitting stuff. It doesn't matter if when I was 13 years old and I quit baseball, I quit basketball, I quit track, I quit a lot of things, right? Just because of the challenges that were stuck in front of me, the obstacles that I had to get over. In this circumstance, I was on varsity, but then I dropped down to JV because of the fact that I didn't work on what I needed to work on. I was chasing people that I didn't need to really hang out with, to say the least. I was trying to act like this person that I wasn't, going out to parties and a bunch of other places that I really need to be in. I had no business of being in these certain situations. Really had no business. And this is not to say that some of them weren't really good people, because they were. Because you look at them now and they have made something of themselves. Most of my friends have made something of their lives, and I'm very happy for them, right? Because that's the positive mindset that I want you to have. Because if you're this guy who envies every single guy on the planet, with no matter if it's money, no matter if it's status, no matter if it's what you look like, no matter if it's the way you talk, people will envy you in certain ways. And I heard a quote that envy, I think it was by Robert Greene, that envy is one of the most ugly emotions that you can show to someone, because you are basically showing how insecure you are, you're showing how jealous you are, and you're not really putting your life to the extent to where you're taking risks, you're doing what you need to do, and you're at that point where you just don't really care what people think at the end of the day. So I got to that point around mid 2025, but I would say it honestly started beginning of 2024. And all I saw after I didn't go to the gym for 2 months was this guy who, he lost a little bit of muscle, but he didn't lose too much muscle because he knew that he wanted to get back in the gym someday. So he knew not to just slack off because he didn't want to lose everything that he worked for So at that moment, he was doing the stuff that he was able to do with the stuff that he had in order to maintain what he had. Because I had a rough, I guess I had a rough 2024 to say the least, but I found ways to try and maintain what I had. And if not, I would have just probably been in this circumstance where I wouldn't know what to do with my life. And I'm really grateful that I found the gym, and I'm really grateful that I stuck with it, because I knew that with my parents and how really invested they were into the gym back in the day. And it's passing down to me, right? And it's passing down to my brothers. And it's really cool that even though it's just genetics, at the end of the day, it's the work that you put into the gym. Anybody can have what they want as long as they work on it and they don't give up. That's the whole point of life, is that if you keep on sitting and thinking and, well, I wish I would have did this when I was older, all this stuff, you're just removing what's moving. I wish we had this skill that we could make whatever mistake that we make and we move on with our lives without the regrets of making the mistakes that we made in the past. Because we are all on this earth for the first time. We're not going to get it all right. We're not. That's the whole point behind this life that we live. It's all experiences at the end of the day. God has put you on this earth for something or many things. I'm not just going to pinpoint it down to one thing. I'm basically here to explain to you guys there's infinite amount of possibilities out there, and you are sticking to only certain specific things, and you have such a closed mindset. You have such a closed-minded mindset that you are not in the mindset to where you think, I'm just going to do this where I can long-term have something that I want. Because we're all thinking in the short term right now, just due to the fact that we want what we want, right? So this all reverts back to why people ask me, oh, how did you get this physique? What do you take? What do you eat? How do you maintain this year round? It's just doing what I need to do, right? Many people will go out and binge drink on Friday, Saturday night, and they claim that they're this power lifter, or they claim that they want to be healthier, but you're not doing the things that you need to do. You think it's fun going out with your friends and drinking. That's fine. But you're not going to get what you want, bro. You're not going to be that guy that anybody looks up to for anything. But the fact that you're going to have kids one day and they're going to be asking, oh, Dad, what did you do back in the day that was so cool? And you're not really going to have a story because you didn't take any risks. You thought everything was a scam. You thought certain things were being manipulated into you being this type of mental person. I don't know what you go through, bro. I don't know what type of excuses that you have that you put on the world for your fucking problems. But at the end of the day, it's on you. Dude, no one lifted a fucking weight for me and I got this muscle, right? How is someone able to lift and I'm able to build the muscle? I know that doesn't make sense when I ask that. But what I'm trying to say is no one's going to help you get to that point in your life where you want to, I guess where you want to be at, in a sense where you feel mentally at peace. You're accepting what you did in the past and the mistakes that you made, and you're not dwelling on it anymore. Because that's all life is you make mistakes, you learn from them. And the people that don't learn from them, you know who they are. You know who they are. So please take this serious, because I'm really trying to help you guys. Stay tuned.